Chris from MyMMAnews.com, being joined by Lisa Edinger, Muay Thai an aficionado, and she's taking on Gerrica Trias. It's going down July 24th in Burbank, California, all the way across the nation, and it's for WCK World Championship Muay Thai, their 30th anniversary show, and Lisa will be fighting for the coveted green and gold WBC belt. First and foremost, I have to say congratulations on that, and secondly, thank you for joining me, Lisa. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Obviously, you know, we at My MMA News, we love you. We love getting to talk to you. We didn't get Bob on you this time, but you know, we love Bob, and we'll give him the pass this time.
Yes.
So first and foremost, how have you been with the pandemic and everything and the layoff? I mean, just times are crazy right now. So first and foremost, how are things on your end? How have you been?
Good. It was a lot, trying to open a gym in the pandemic. I was supposed to this fight was supposed to happen pre-pandemic. So it's almost like 2 years, a year and a half in the waiting. So it's like, I trained 6 weeks, and then it was supposed to be literally the 2 weeks after we got the shutdown notice. So I was training all the way up until we got that notice. And then it was like, all right, now what? And then it's been pushed back probably 4 times after that. So I've tried to stay pretty true with Dennis and tell him like, I'm all for it. Your 30th anniversary, I'm here. So just been like trying to stay on track. Mainly just eating whatever, because it's a higher weight class. So just more exercise and diet and everything is kind of where I'm at right now. And then obviously with the gym opening in the middle of a pandemic, it's a little tricky, but we made it work. Me and my co-owner partner Derek really pushed through and like tried to see the silver lining. But yeah, it's so far so good.
That's, you know, I love that. I always love finding the silver lining in things. So I'm glad that you're finding the silver lining in a worldwide pandemic. And again, congratulations in opening Burning Spirits. So my first question with that is, why the name Burning Spirits? Can you tell us what that means?
Yeah, so it's actually, so my partner Derek is like an old school punker.
Mhm.
So it was a band name called Burning Spirits that he grew up like kind of listening to and being part of. And he asked them before we used the name if he could kind of like bring it into the Muay Thai community, and they gave like open blessings. And I just kind of thought it was like cool, like good vibe, Burning Spirits, like I don't know, Muay Thai is kind of like that really like traditionalistic type of feel. So we liked it and we stuck with it. And yeah, so far so good. I mean, everybody, all of our students love it. So just kind of sometimes when I'm like, oh, let me just abbreviate it, it comes out to BS. So, but otherwise, I love it.
You're actually dead on with that, because Muay Thai is one of those sports where every time I've talked to a Muay Thai practitioner, you really have to love it. It's one of those sports where you have to be all in, because unfortunately right now the financial backing like there is with MMA and other promotions, it's just not there with Muay Thai. So the burning passion, like you say, the burning spirit, it really has to be in there for the Muay Thai practitioner. So I applaud you on the name. Very well done there.
Thank you.
But so opening the gym in the pandemic, obviously it had to have the trials and tribulations. But with that said, you doing some of the seminars, the female self-defense classes, it seems to be thriving. So I'm sure with the ups and downs, it's been a bit of craziness. So can you talk about what it's been like preparing for a fight amidst being a gym owner?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate to have a partner that while opening the gym, if it weren't for Derek, like I wouldn't be able to probably do as much training as I can, because everybody's kind of like, everybody who I work with is also in different states. They're doing their own things. A majority of them are also gym owners too. So it's hard. And, it's better with a partner that I'm able to kind of rely on to do a lot of the back end. He's literally let me this past 2 weeks just train and focus on my fight. So honestly, if it weren't for him, I don't know how I would be able to do it. So I'm very fortunate in that aspect. But otherwise, I mean, it is a lot of work. I'm kind of used to it. I worked a full-time job while we were opening the gym, I was training people. I was still training myself. So it was probably like, 70, 80-hour work weeks before opening the gym. But now that I'm able to fully be there and I have a good amount of like client base and student base, I'm able to like free my schedule up a little more. So it's easier now.
Talking about freeing up your schedule, obviously being social media friends, seeing some things that you do, and making that transition out of your full-time job. Tell me how liberating that was. How good of a feeling that was to finally put those 2 weeks in and dedicate your life. I mean, honestly, for your passion.
Yeah, I think it was more better for the people around me because I would always complain about, this isn't what I want to do. I've always loved Muay Thai. I love being at the gym. I love my students. Like, it's awesome to do something as great as this. And I did give them a month. So I didn't give them the 2 weeks. So I was very nice to them and gave them a whole month to find a replacement for me. But I'm still really good friends with a lot of the people that I have worked with. So I stay in touch with them probably every day. I talk to them and, they ask about the business and everybody's super caring and appreciative, but it was nice to just let go.
So obviously a new gym, a new camp. Can you comment some of the differentials in your training? How, like, when you've been able to gear it more towards you? Because honestly, I mean, it's your gym. You can gear it to your specifications. Can you tell how you've gotten a bit better, how it's been more adaptive to you, how it's been a better fight camp for you all around?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little more open, like I said, with my schedule. So I'm able to travel during the day when, it would be normal work hours. So I'm able to see Eric Carner up in Jersey, or now he's up in Easton. So I'm able to see him like twice a week, which is so much nice. It's way better for me to be able to see him. He's obviously my first coach ever. And like, it's nice to have him foresee everything over at my camp. I go up to Malcolm's a lot with Malcolm Hill up in Weapons 9 in Jersey. So it's just a lot more traveling. It's a lot more freeing for me to kind of like set my own schedule. And luckily I have a good, like I said, good clients that are able to like work with my schedule. So I am up still at 6 a.m. with them. and then after that, I'm able to kind of like travel and go to my training partners. People come to me. So I'm very lucky that I do have a space where people are able to come in as well.
And obviously, in the beginning of the interview, that clap, that friendly, that happiness, it gave it away. The coveted green and gold strap, the WBC strap that you're fighting for. Now, you're a two-time WKA national champion, pro ISKA women's Muay Thai champion, and pro USKA women's champion. So you are a title holder. You are a championship caliber fighter. But that green and gold belt, that's just something different. And everybody in the community, in the Muay Thai community, and everybody in the fight community knows that. That green and gold belt is something else. Can you tell me what it means to be fighting for it?
It is a huge honor. I think it's something that I've always kind of aspired to have. Even like explaining it to like my grandmother, I'm like, oh, have you ever watched like Creed or Rocky, and they give away that like green belt? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, that's what I'm fighting for. And that's like something everybody kind of recognizes, like young, old, like generational. It doesn't matter what sport you're in. It's a huge honor. And I just know it's a good representation. I'm going to have a good representation of that belt too.
I couldn't agree with you more. So the girl that you're going to have to go through to get it, Gerrica Trias. Can you tell me a little bit? I mean, you've been preparing for a while. Like you said, this fight's been supposed to happen for a while. So what do you know about her? Can you tell me some of the just the ups and downs of having to prepare for somebody and then stopping and then getting ready for it and then stop? Just the nerves that goes into it. Can you tell me what's been going in?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like that adrenaline dump where you're like prepping, going. And then all of a sudden it's just that crash of like, oh, here's another one. Like another one, either I've like, somebody's backed out, there's been an injury. Like right before we got matched up with this, I think I had 4 people back out of fights the previous year. So it's a lot. And it kind of gets you down. Like, it made me want to take a break from Muay Thai and fighting. there was just a lot of other, turmoil that wanted me to get out of like the whole community. But I think like after really realizing, like opening the gym and like realizing this is what I want to do, like I don't know too much about her. I don't like to research my opponents too much because I like to focus on my own game plan and what I'm going to do in that fight. We have a good camp. Like I said, I have tons of good training partners, professional fighters, like everybody all over now that are coming in to help me. And like, it feels great knowing that I have all this support to like fight some girl in California who has been fighting MMA for the past year. So it's like, all right, let's play this game. Like, you're going to enter back into like my world of Muay Thai. So let's see if your karate MMA type of feel is going to hold up to like true traditional Muay Thai. So.
And that was going to be, you actually segued right into my next question, is she's been an LFA fighter. She's been in the MMA, market. So her transitioning into or back into Muay Thai, which has been your bread and butter your entire career, it's the only thing you've really ever focused on. That can be detrimental for some fighters. I can understand how some MMA fighters, they want to, touch their, dust up their skill sets in other sports, get their boxing skills up and take a boxing match and this, that, and the other. But when you're facing somebody that's a sheer traditionalist and that's only been doing it, that can be actually detrimental to what they're actually going for. So facing somebody like yourself, that's that very equation that I was just saying.
Right. Yeah. I'm curious to see like if she's just going to come out and, like that typical overhand type of, MMA that's getting into a striking field. And especially her being southpaw, I foresee a lot of overhands and, it's not going to be as technical, maybe more like brawler-esque, but it's all right. I'm used to it. It's fine.
If you had to picture how you think the fight is going to go from the opening bell, how do you think it's going to go? Because you seem to have kind of a decent picture of what you're up against. But again, like I said, you being a traditionalist, I almost feel like you can dictate the pace a little bit better because the clinch, the rule set, everything going into it. So your opinion.
Yeah, I feel as though, like I said, she's going to come out trying to swing, trying to bang. It's more just like getting into my stance, getting her into like slowing it down, trying to like, I'm going to play into more. She's not going to be able to really come in as much, or I guess she does like weird spinny kicks. So it's more just crowding her space and really doing, like you said, like clinch, getting the elbows. I love elbowing, obviously. So getting in all of my elbows to make sure that she doesn't have enough room to breathe and kind of move around the way that she wants to, like that, like hoppy type of kickboxing feel.
So your I'm trying to figure out the bit, your lineage. There we go. Your lineage. You have a lot going on for you guys, especially this month with the WBC strap. You got Bazooka Joe Stripling, who's fighting for the Lion Fight title. You guys have a lot going for you. So this East Coast of just combat sports, it's really on the rise. So how does that feel, seeing all these years of hard work, just the fruition it's coming to pay out?
It's great. I mean, Eric Carner, he like doesn't take anything, like he won't take anything from us. So this is like kind of our give back to him. Like, this is what you created. Obviously it shows the skill set that we have and that you passed on to us. Like, that's pretty big deal. I mean, there's not many coaches that can say like, oh, I have this guy in the UFC. Oh, I've got this guy in Lion Fight. Oh, I have this girl going in for a WBC belt. So it's more like a give back to him because he gives so much to all of us.
That's I love it, especially that loyalty, because it sometimes it's not returned in the business aspect of things, and so to see that, it's just something, the thing of beauty. So if I had to ask you, you know it was coming, a prediction. How do you think you're going to get out Gerrica Trias, and how do you think you're going to be the WBC champion?
I mean, I always like to go for the knockout. I like to go for elbows. But I just think she's not going to be able to get down anything that she kind of wants. She's not going to realize, I guess she might think I'm like a little, skinny girl just coming out, whatever. But I think she's going to realize that definitely the tradition. The game that I play is so much different than what she's used to, more technical. So I would like to say it's going to be a third round by elbows, but definitely the win in my part.
Definitely the win, but you're looking for the third round stoppage via elbows. And before I let you go, obviously, people, they want to keep up with this fight. Tell them how they can watch it, because you just told me they were going to be streaming it. How can fans keep up with you via social media? Get your name out there, Lisa.
Yeah, so I go by Lisa Lynn on social media. So either via Facebook or Instagram, you can always find me, Lisa Lynn. I think on Instagram it's Lisa Lynn MT for Muay Thai. It'll be streamed July 24th. It'll be on bxng.tv. So you'll be able to stream it there. I think they already put up the link where you can purchase the pay-per-view. It's like $20. They start at 10 p.m. Eastern time, so you'll be able to catch that. I'm not sure exactly what time I'll go on. Once it gets closer, obviously, to fight day, I'll know the lineup better. But yeah, so any of those facets that you can find me on.
So any final words for all your fans, all your students, all of your clients, everybody that supports you, Lisa Lynn, final words for them?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody who's given me, the time, the energy that they have. Justin Gross comes in a couple times a week to work with me. Malcolm Hill, I go up to Weapons 9, all of those guys up there. I just want to thank them for inviting me and having me there. Derek Kenny, obviously my partner, huge thank you for doing everything while I'm prepping for this. Trent Stump, my boyfriend, for putting up with everything. So he's my savior. And just obviously Crew Air Carner, Bazooka Joe, like I appreciate them all for the work that they do and the time, the energy, like the commitment that they have to me. So I just thank them, all of my students, for just, supporting me and really loving Muay Thai the way that Derek and I envisioned it to be. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. And you know what? You just brought up your boyfriend, Trent Stump. That fighter life, that fighter couple, fighters that fight together, they stay together. So when can we expect our guy, Brent Trent? When can we expect him back?
Well, he was supposed to fight this weekend, but he has a little injury that happened to his elbow. So he's getting surgery actually on Tuesday. So yes, as soon as he's all healed up and better, he will be back to train. He's already on the Peloton with me, like pretty much every night. So he's trying to keep me in check with the cardio. So if as soon as he gets healthy again, like he'll be right back in there.
Well, speedy recovery to him. Best of luck to you. I know us at My MMA News, we're all rooting for you. We can't wait to see this fight. And I appreciate you taking this interview with me on behalf of our man, beautiful Bob Maloney. Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate your time, and seriously, best of luck.
Thank you so much.
There she goes, Lisa Edinger. She's taking on Gerrica Trias for the coveted green and gold WBC Muay Thai strap. It's going down on July 24th in Burbank, California. The WCK World Championship Muay Thai's 30th anniversary. You don't want to miss this show. For my homegirl, Lisa Edinger, I'm Adam Christ. And make sure you keep it locked to my MMAnews.com for all your fight news needs.